Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. There have been some shocking new allegations against celebrity dog trainer Cesar Millan regarding his dog Junior having attacked a former gymnast, as well as that same dog having mauled and killed one of Queen Latifah's dogs. If you're interested in hearing more about the story, stick around and don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as hit the notification bell so that you get informed every time we post a new video. Let's get into this story. So there have been some new allegations against Cesar Millan from Lydia Mattis, who was a former gymnast. She claims that his dog Junior had attacked her and left her with very severe injuries. So according to Lydia, the accident happened when she was going to visit her mother at the office, an office in which the mother worked at because she worked for Cesar Millan. And when she went inside, she saw that Junior was unleashed and unsupervised with Cesar nowhere to be found, and that's when the accident happened. Now, to quote her, she says that she encountered Cesar's pit bull Junior, who was roaming the halls unsupervised and unleashed. She says the dog attacked her repeatedly, biting her on the legs, including left calf. She went to the ER and it became apparent that her injuries were severe. So according to the lawsuit, it says that Lydia was a star gymnast and that before the accident, she was being actively recruited by the University of Pennsylvania, but because of the injuries, she was not able to compete any further. So Lydia also claims that Cesar knew that Junior had a history of aggression but would still allow him to roam free, and that she knew of several other situations in which the dog had attacked other people, and that she knew that the dog had killed and mauled one of Queen Latifah's dogs. So according to the lawsuit, Lydia claims that 2 of Queen Latifah's dogs were left at the Dog Psychology Center in Santa Clarita to be trained over there, and that his dog Junior mauled and killed one of Queen Latifah's dogs. Later, she says that Cesar had told the staff and Queen Latifah that the dog was hit by a car instead of actually saying what happened in an attempt to cover up the situation. Although Queen Latifah hasn't come out to speak particularly about these allegations, there is evidence that she did in fact work with Cesar for some time back in 2018 to have her dogs trained. So there are like some posts that I'll leave in here so you guys can see it. That she had put up on Twitter, I believe. So now, in response to the lawsuit, Cesar is saying that Lydia assumed the risk of being bitten because she knew of the danger. He didn't specify exactly what that meant, but he is basically saying that it was due to her negligence that the accident happened. And also, just to add on to that, and I quote in a statement, Cesar said that she took the risk herself that could have bitten her. She is guilty of negligence, not me. So that is all of the information we have so far about the story. There aren't a lot of details, but some very severe allegations. I didn't find any lawsuits against Cesar Millan in public records, so I'm not sure if the case just hasn't been filed yet or whatever. But assuming that these events are true, I think that it's safe to say that it leaves a lot of us in the canine community asking ourselves a lot of questions. I know that personally, when I saw this headline, I felt, shocked was one of the first things that came to me. And the other thing is that if all of this is true, it would just be very disappointing. And let me tell you why. Cesar Millan has been an iconic figure in the canine community. Even people who are not in the canine community can recognize that name. And I personally grew up watching Cesar Millan, and I think that a lot of us did. I think that he, for a lot of things, has given a very positive influence. He has done a great job educating people and bringing awareness. Although I know that a lot of trainers and a lot of people may not agree with his training methods, I think it's safe to say that he did have a positive influence in the canine community somehow. So for me, when I read these allegations and I saw the headline, it was very disappointing to see because he is such a big figure. Now, let me specify on why it was disappointing. It wasn't disappointing because of what the dog himself did. I think that if this is true, I think that that's a whole separate topic that I'll cover in a bit. What I find the most disappointing is the aftermath and the cover-up. So if what Lydia is saying is true and more people come out and say, yes, this actually happened, the staff comes out and says, this happened, we saw it, Cesar told us not to say anything, that really hits hard, because it is such an influential person, somebody that a lot of people look up to, being dishonest. So that is the most disappointing part for me, because in an effort to cover up, in an effort to protect his brand, again, if this is true, he told a bunch of people to lie and was dishonest with the public. So I think that that is the most disappointing thing about it. Now, in regards to his dog that has since passed away, I, being the owner of 2 Cane Corsos, I have, this is my opinion. Having a dog is like a loaded gun, especially if you have a dog with a mean looking face, like, you know, an Italian Mastiff, Cane Corso, or a Pit Bull or anything like that. More so than a regular dog, and not because they are dangerous, but just because people are more likely to assume the worst of them and more likely to put blame on the dog, right? So for example, I look at my dogs like that. Dante and Peach are like a loaded gun. By themselves, there is no danger, but they have the potential to be dangerous, and that is why it's very, very important that they have a handler. So when I was reading these allegations that Lydia was putting out, it was very concerning to me to know that the dog had been free roaming and was not being supervised, and that this was happening frequently, according to her. And now, just to clarify, just because, you know, Dante and Peach are like this loaded gun, that doesn't mean that they are dangerous. It just means that they need a handler. They need somebody to be supervising them. So as I was saying, so for example, Dante and Peach are very different from each other, but I don't treat them any different when it comes to this principle, which is that I'm always supervising my dogs. Dante doesn't like strangers. He is not really about meeting new people. He doesn't like when guests come over. So it's my job to be supervising him and to instruct people, hey, don't pet him. Don't look at him in the eyes right now. Ignore him. Pretend he's not here. No, you cannot pet my dog right now. We're in the middle of training if I'm out in public. It's my job to handle Dante that way. Now, then that's him with his weariness of strangers. Peach, she is a social little love bug. She loves everybody. She doesn't really care about strangers. Nothing really seems to faze her. But my treatment is the same. I am always very vigilant of her. I never leave her unsupervised. She is my responsibility. I'm never going to leave her free roaming with anybody else. It is my job to be an advocate for my dogs. So I believe in that firmly, and I think that that is a huge responsibility to have. Now, these dogs are not bad dogs, but they're very large and they're very powerful, and there are a lot of stereotypes surrounding the breed already. So it's my job to make sure that I am extremely responsible with them when we're in public in all situations. What I always think about is, what if one day Dante or Peach and I are at a park and a dog comes running at us, bites Peach, bites Dante, and then in return Dante bites that dog and ends up killing him. And that's not because he's a bad dog, but he's just a much larger dog. Does that mean that that was his fault? No, it doesn't. It just means that there was something that could have been done to prevent that situation from happening. So, for example, again, when I'm out with my dogs, I am so vigilant. I don't just go out to be willy-nilly. If I see from a distance a dog that is pulling on its leash, the owner doesn't have any control of them, I will walk the other way. I will avoid that dog. If I see a bunch of, you know, little kids and their parents are not really paying attention to them, I will also run somewhere else. Even though Dante and Peach have never had any bad experience with kids, I don't know what's going to happen, and it's my job to take care of them. To resume, I think that, you know, having a dog is a huge responsibility, and that it is kind of like dog ownership 101, especially if you have a large working breed dog, to never leave them unsupervised. So it's very shocking if these allegations are true, especially if the dog already had a history of aggression or anything of that nature. I think that it's very shocking and very negligent of Cesar to have been leaving his dog out like that. Again, if this is all true. Not only that, but also the whole cover-up, it just seems very, you know, disheartening, disappointing to just hear news like that overall. So yeah, I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about this because I was personally shocked and I wanted to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys think about this story. Do you think that it was, you know, if Lydia had known that this dog had behavioral issues, she should have done something else, like, you know, not go in the office building or something? Like, tell me, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that, you know, Cesar was trying to protect his brand, so, you know, the dog dying in the way that it did had to be covered up? Like, I want to know what you guys think. Please comment down below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out our merch. I'm wearing our sweatshirt, by the way. Right here. Can you guys see it? It's Dante and Peach on the back. So yeah, don't forget to check out our merch, as well as don't forget to check out memberships that are currently active on our channel so that you guys can catch some videos a little bit earlier. And yeah, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, and don't forget to comment down below. I want to know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, and see you guys later. Bye.